In this episode, I show you the easiest way I know to draw cartoon faces in side view with all the facial features in the right place. And we'll fix the common mistakes that make side view faces look broken or flat. Sounds good? Let's start it. And we'll start with the fun cartoonified version first, not because the basics aren't important, but because I want you to see where we are going. Once you feel how this works, the simple shapes underneath will suddenly make a lot more sense. So stick with me, because later we'll build this basic head shape together step by step. So what I usually do, like a curious beginner, is just experiment and push things until they start to break. But what can we push? I lower the opacity of the basic head shape and start drawing over it. Let's start with the nose. I want to give this character a big funny nose. Then I move downward and place the mouth somewhere around here. As you can see, I follow the basic head shape I drew earlier, and I allow myself to deviate from it a bit here and there. A bit bigger chin, reposition the ear, and make the eye much bigger. And once I roughly placed all the facial features, I turn off the basic head shape layer and start refining the whole character. I look for an eyebrow that fits, add some detail to the ear, and what we haven't talked about, the hair yet. But we will, because I'll definitely make separated episodes about drawing hair later on, but for now, I just try to give him a nice haircut. And as you can see, this is what I meant by experimenting. I keep changing the eye shape and adjusting it until I find a version that feels right. The eye got bigger, but I scaled the eyebrow down. And I reshaped the forehead because it's not aligned with the eyebrows now. Because usually where the eye socket starts, there's a little bump in the skull, and that's where the eyebrows sit. So I wanted that bump to be visible here. Then I add more details to the hair and started adjusting the eyes again. I also added a tiny detail again to indicate the cheekbone. Now the eye looks like it's sitting in the eye socket a bit more. This is one of my first attempts at drawing a proper side view face. So as I get better at it, I'll be able to show you better drawings and examples, of course. And right now, it's just a floating head, so I add a little more by drawing a collar. Very simple, nothing fancy. I add another tiny line near the mouth, just a small smile wrinkle. And now it looks done, right? But here's something I haven't told you yet. You can add a small tweak to make this side view more interesting. What I mean is, with just a little effort, we can make this guy feel more three-dimensional. Let me show you what I mean. If you draw the other eye as well, just enough so it's slightly visible, it immediately feels like the head is turned a bit toward us. Can you see? So now we are not seeing him from a perfect 90-degree angle anymore. Exciting, right? And don't forget to show a bit of the far eyebrow too. Right, but now something feels a little off. If you look at the eyes, the head is turned toward us. But if you look at the mouth, it's still drawn from a straight 90-degree view. So we need to adjust that as well. And to do that, we let a tiny bit of the far side of the mouth show. So I push this line just a little. Actually, instantly looks better than before, I think, especially once I adjust the teeth along with it. And I also add a tiny line right under his big nose to show that little dip between the nose and the mouth, you know. Okay, now I tweak the lower lip as well, something like this. Now the mouth really feels like it wraps around the teeth. Much better, right? We'll dive deeper into forms in the space later, how forms can overlap and how that creates a big impact in our drawings, like it did now. For now, I just wanted to give you something to start with. I'll add a small tweak to his clothes too, because it instantly makes the drawing feel better. And I changed my mind about the jawline. I think it will look better if I draw it. Something like this. Done! Not perfect, but it definitely gives me a reason to make future videos where I review these pieces and remake them. It'll be a perfect chance to spot the mistakes, turn them into learning moments, and fix them. But now let's see how we got to the point where we started to cartoonify our basic head shape. This is the simple version that lives under every cartoon head we draw. And surprise, surprise, we're gonna start with a circle. And why? Not because most tutorials do, but because I want to point out a common beginner mistake. If you start with a face, there's nothing to compare the facial features to. Things might go off more easily in the front, proportions get tricky, features drift, plus the head often ends up flat, so circle. And remember the episode where I showed you this circle as the cranium? I've linked it in the description, so this circle is only the upper part of the skull, not the whole head. And oops, you might just realize an interesting thing, that this cranium isn't a circle at all. It's more like an oval. Well, it depends, sometimes it's more oval, sometimes it's almost a perfect circle, so we can always adjust it a bit depending on our character we want to draw. Okay, but after that little detour, let's get back on track and we'll split this oval in half, vertically and horizontally. Now we need to build a face, and to do that, we'll pull another guideline which starts from the front edge of the circle, where that horizontal line meets the edge, and the end of this line, somewhere, should be the chin, but where exactly? Now in cartooning, and in real life of course, you can play with this. Only different that in cartooning you can push it much further, because if you want a heroic character, make this line long and straight. For a cuter, younger character, keep it short. Right now, we are just aiming for a normal character. Now we'll connect this line back to the bottom of the vertical center line, and look at that! We already have the basic mask of the face. This shape right here is the foundation for every cartoon character, from Mickey Mouse to Batman. They just have their ears in a different shape and position. And this is where people usually get stuck. Where do the eyes go? The ears? Where does the nose sit? I usually start with the eye, so for now I just mark its position. So it sits somewhere around here, close to the edge, not at the edge, not halfway back to the skull, just somewhere in the front third of this distance. It always depends on the character. There are so many things you can adjust. That's why I always say somewhere around here or there. No two characters are exactly the same. You can always tweak things a bit. Just stick to the basic rules, otherwise your character will look off and no, this isn't a characteristic. But let's check out the nose. Oh boy, more things to tweak. So it starts here at the eye, and why I said to draw the eye a bit further from the edge is that we need some space for this little curve where the nose begins. Then it goes down at a certain angle for a certain length, but for now it ends up somewhere around here. See? Somewhere again. And now we'll connect these 2 points. Here's the mouth, just marking it for now, roughly halfway along this line. And no, it's not a strict rule to keep the mouth behind this line. Again, no two characters are exactly the same, so don't treat these guidelines like unbreakable rules. They are just there to help you place the main forms around them. So mouth. It usually ends somewhere under the eyes, but it really depends on how far it sits away from this line. But if you pull it too long, it starts looking off again. But in cartoon world, we can play around with it as well, of course. And the ear goes right behind this edge. The top of the ear usually aligns with the eyebrow, and the bottom aligns with the nose, somewhere again. And this is our basement, the foundation of most cartoon characters that are kind of human-like. Now we need to adjust it just a bit to get it more like a head from the side. We'll draw the actual lip line, so the upper lip is usually a bit pointier and the lower one is more rounded. And if we erase this guideline, our final version pops out right away. Oh boy! Now we can tweak it a bit if needed, and seemingly mine definitely needs it. So something like this. And the other thing we need to do is draw the neck. I'm not going into details here because I want to keep the focus on the facial features. So for now, we're just placing it. And its place is between the ear and the back of the head, somewhere in the middle. I'm gonna draw the front part of the neck too. Oh, and I almost forgot the eyebrows. So they sit right here and they kind of follow the form of the head because the head isn't flat, not even from the side. So we usually draw the eyebrows something like this, or this, or this. The main point is that we add a bit of angle. So now we have a basic head shape with simple facial features in the right place, and we've already cartoonified it into this version here. So I think we drew quite a lot today. And don't forget that the guidelines are just there to help you place the features. You can and should deviate from them, experiment with distances and positions, because that's the whole point of this. Because if you kept everything in exactly the same place, we'd always get the same result. And that would be a bit boring. Next time, we'll draw faces from a 3/4 angle. Very tricky, very advanced, I know, but I'll do my best to make it easy for you to follow, alright? Today we only touched on this topic a bit, but next time we'll push it further, so hope you'll stick with me. Thank you for watching this one. See you there.